I learned a little bit more about Python and exactly how I can use JSON files. And well, what are JSON files? And I want to show you, well, today. And well, firstly, let's talk about JSON files because I didn't talk about those. Well, I have read a bit because I was very curious about what are JSON files, and I discovered files are a type of a txt type of file, so it's text only. And well, by being text only, you can, oh, how can I say it? Because it's just text, I can save information quickly because since it's just text, it's much easier for the computer to read it. And JSON is pretty much that. It's a easy just text file. I mean, it's for what I read, it's even easier than reading a straight up txt file. And almost all, if not all, programming interfaces can at least interact well with JSON files. It's very useful apparently. So I don't know if there is a size limit, if it's using data banks of the sort, but that's pretty much it. And this is very used because of that, because of its simplicity, and because of the really general way that almost everything uses a JSON file, and it's just so much better, just much faster to read. Because if it's a shorter file, then it's just easier to read. So it's much easier to read the computer. So that's pretty much it. So I began using a little bit of again JSON, and you can see here this read.json. It just contains a quick setup for a dictionary. It's not explicit it is a dictionary. Actually, it is explicit, it's a dictionary, but it's not explicit what of the dictionary is. And what I mean is like, what's the name of the dictionary? So I'm not implying this here. I'm implying this other code here. And this is the same code as archives that used to read the base data here. But instead of being this base data I create from a .data file, I'm using now a .json file. But it works pretty much the same way. Here I'm importing file. I just basically telling I'm going to import JSON type file. I'm not sure why exactly, but I think it's a different way of reading than just straight up text. And here I say, with the open of the bd.json, which is the file here, as type of read. So I'm reading this JSON file here, not creating, just reading, just taking the information from here. As arc underline JSON, I'm just putting here. So any time I need to say that I'm reading the bd.json file, I will be referring it as arc from archive underline JSON. So dic, which is from dictionary, equals to json.load, which is loading the file. So I basically I'm basically loading it, opening it basically as, and I here specifically from arc .json. And for the key comma data in dictionary or dic.items, so the items inside this dictionary, which this dictionary is the information inside the bd.json or my JSON file, and I would just print out the key and data in this dictionary, or the items specific from this dictionary. And for basically what I do here, if I just do a right click and run program, you can see it will run exactly what's inside here. Keys of 8. So I'm defining keys as keys of 8. And then there's date. And then there's exactly what the person, what the code does basically here. And so the interesting part is I'm not just taking the information and printing out here, is that I'm doing this as a separate product. So I'm not just taking everything here and printing out. I'm taking each line and I'm recognizing each line as a part of the dictionary, and then I'm printing. So I'm basically taking the information. Here, what I do with the information is I just print it out. But I could, for example, read it. I could sum it with something. I could, for example, let's say this is our loans, or I don't know, you're buying something. You're buying it from a cookie store, and here you have a cookie, $1 for a cookie. You know it's pretty expensive, but let's go with it. You have $1, a cookie for $1, and for some reason the people have your account. Let's say you have an account from this cookie store because you love cookies and you buy a lot of cookies. So you have this cookie store. You have a card special from this cookie store. So what they do is they pass the card and they take from the JSON file. Let's say it's a JSON file. I'm not sure exactly if this would be the case, but let's say it's a JSON file where they store a long-term information for this kind of stuff. So they take your account balance. Let's say your current account balance is like $100 from the cookie store because you really love the cookies that much, and then you just take the information here now, and then they read a part of the JSON file. Maybe they have a JSON file specific for you. Maybe they didn't create like that, or maybe they have a JSON file with all of them. Let's say it's just for you. So they would take the information, and one of those informations, beside dates, beside I don't know anything, there are information they can take. Then they would take specifically one point from the dictionary that your information is turned as a dictionary, and they will subtract $1 because you're spending $1 in the cookie store. So, well, that's pretty much what you could do. Here I just really show the equivalent of you seeing what is inside your cookie store balance account. But that's pretty much it, really. It's pretty similar from the base data, from the dot data. For what I understand, the dot data file is better to store data. I'm pretty not sure exactly. Maybe it runs slower, but it's better. I need to understand more exactly what those extensions exactly do or why they are that way. So I'm probably going to do a follow-up video specifically on the extensions. But well, besides that, that's pretty much it. We have a way of reading JSON files, and apparently they are pretty important. So if you like JSON files, or if you like cookies or weird examples or really programming in general, subscribe to my channel because I try to pump out now the production of the videos to about every day, because I try to study every single day. Usually I don't do videos because either I didn't study, or either I don't know, feel the information is too little for a video. But I push myself for this. So, well, again, I hope you like this video. Subscribe as well, and put in the comments something you may like and something you may have idea, or maybe the explanation about the extension.files, the extension from files of data or JSON, and why they're good and why they're bad, the pros and cons. It will be very interesting to see indeed. But well, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Goodbye. Woo!